Speaker Mike Johnson burns Gavin Newsom to the ground. I have not seen Mike Johnson get this brutal in public. He's starting to get a little more of a spine, so he's improving his game. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are in a double wide episode. And I am still, yes, I'm wearing my mime outfit. I got to still get my mime on today, but we're going to cover Antifa. We've got more on Jay Jones. We got some more Sombrero memes. Just kick back and have fun. And a new announcement coming. The memberships are open. I'm going to give you a little more detail on that. Here's Speaker Mike Johnson being brutal, getting down with Gavin Newsom on giving illegals health insurance.
California loophole. You know what they did in California? Gavin Newsom and the team out in California? They expanded Medicaid to cover all able-bodied illegal alien adults. These men who could be working or whatever. I mean, they're not even citizens, never intended by Congress. They put that on the tab of the taxpayer. And so we reversed it. Chuck Schumer would repeal that. He would repeal those repairs, and this is what it would cost you. Do the math. I won't go through.
So they were repealed in the big beautiful bill. They were removed. Illegals can't get health insurance. Chuck Schumer says before we're going to sign this new continued resolution CR to fund the government through November, you have to allow illegals to have health care.
Each line, but it's on the website speaker.gov. You can pull this up. It amounts to $192 billion, $192.8 billion. So almost $200 billion that Chuck Schumer wants to put back in. Also, by the way, while he's repealing our health subtitle, he would also repeal the $50 billion that Republicans put into the bill to support our rural hospitals around the country.
So just to be clear, Chuck Schumer and Gavin Newsom want to give $100 million to illegals for health care, and they will not give $50 billion. So they want to give $100 billion to illegals. They won't give $50 billion to American rural citizens. Those are overwhelmingly 90% Trump voters in rural America, where their hospitals need some help to stay together because they don't have a population center. Wait, there's more. Here's Hakeem Jeffries lying. This was from the RNC research, and we're going to get kind of before and after. This is Hakeem. They're going to call him out on a quote from back when he was against government shutdown.
This is what you said at the time about that particular shutdown. Here it is.
We are willing to take what Senate Republicans have done in order to reopen the government so that we no longer are holding 800,000 federal workers hostage.
Whoa, you're holding 800 federal workers hostage if you shut down the government, because those 800,000 federal workers, mostly Democrats, are not getting paid. And Hakeem goes, how can you be the kind of guy that would hold them hostage? Let's see if he's willing to follow his own words from 2019. What changed?
Well, that's exactly what you're doing right now. Hundreds of thousands of workers are being held hostage. What's changed from then to now?
Well, actually, Donald Trump is the president. Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They can reopen the government if they chose to. The reality is...
they would have to change the rules to be
Well, that's
fair.
correct.
Yeah. So in other words, and guy, by the way, this is NBC smashing Hakeem Jeffries. So for that, well, I made some art. I made my own Hakeem Jeffries sombrero. El Duggo in Exile. He's eating a taco and a burrito, and he's got a nice big mustache. El Duggo in Exile is your Hakeem Jeffries handmade meme of the day, drawn by me in about 30 seconds in Photoshop. We're going to get back to more of that and more of those memes. First, here's that Carrie Severino, who I like a lot. Okay, I quoted her last week on the Supreme Court, kind of on the Kavanaugh assassin getting a lower sentence for being a trans, and now it'll be incentivizing for lots of people to come out when they're accused of something to come out as trans to get a lighter sentence.
You know, the judge pointed to the fact that he did turn himself in, and yes, he gets credit for that. That was already part of the calculation in the sentence guidelines. But what's so disturbing is she departed way below those guidelines. This is an act of domestic terror. This is something that's so serious. And what we saw here is she seems to sympathize so much more with the defendant here than with Justice Kavanaugh's family. Remember, he was shooting for 3, he said. So
the shooter, that kid, said he was shooting for 3, Kavanaugh and his family. And basically, the shooter comes out as trans and gets a reduced sentence, which is not America. That's a Democrat value, all right. Wait, Here's the White House. Now, this one is hilarious. The White House just said, starting another week with the Democrat shutdown. And all they did was they have the same video.
Nobody likes Democrats anymore.
But they have a giant sombrero on Hakeem Jeffries, which I approve. Now for the exclusive announcement of, I just started memberships. Now, for those of you who are fans of Doug in Exile and you just want to come and be in the Quad Club and watch 4 videos a day, none of that material is changing, guys. I'm putting the exact same amount of work out for all of you. It's the beloved Miss Tenaple wanted to get a job. And I said, no, don't leave the house. I'll be crushed. Well, I go, so what if I give you a job of running my memberships? So she said, yeah. So this is a way of her, this is her job now. You'll see on the front page, there's a normal subscribe and right next to it is a join. There's 2 tiers. One is going to be a $6.99 a month, which is the YouTube recommendation. Basically for the cost of a Starbucks coffee each month, you're going to get exclusive comments of me streaming. I'm going to be doing like out loud, thinking out loud with you, behind the scenes stuff, showing you the setup of the rest of the studio, me eating food in there, thinking out loud. If I'm reading the scripture, I'll share it with you. And then the bigger tier is, I think it's $14 a month. That one is for Friday nights, where the beloved Miss Tenaple has agreed to go on camera, and we're going to have a date night with you where you can talk back and forth, and we're going to be able to do some question and answer. So new memberships, flood it, get in now. It'll be a huge encouragement for this channel. Give the beloved Miss Tenaple more work to do, and we're going to march forward. But again, if you don't want to be a member, just stick to the channel. The same amount of material coming out for everyone. I'm not going to constrain material to try and create artificial value. I'm trying to bring in real value to you guys, and I'm going to overperform, under promise, over deliver. Here's Stephen Miller on the big Antifa fighting ICE agents in Portland. Steve Miller says, it's an organized campaign of domestic terrorism targeting the core operations of the federal government. Here's a muse with some Antifa footage. Antifa insurgents attack federal officers every time federal workers enter or leave the ICE facility.
All right, here we go. Federal agents coming out.
Portland. And the ICE people are coming out. And here's the crowds on the left. They're all in their weird banana costumes.
Federal agents are coming out right out of the Portland ICE building. They're clearing the crowd right now.
We love you guys. Thank you.
And their supporters saying, we love you guys. Those are MAGA.
They're getting ready for, looks like there's another skirmish.
And there's the first one. And they're busting them already.
Looks like there's another melee.
Basically any kid that pushes them gets shoved to the ground. Wow. You're going to see federal agents up on top and state agents with their rubber bullets shooting down on the crowd in a minute on the top of the building.
Yes, sir.
USA. Oh, the universal feeling. There's the fans.
People chanting.
I see a pink-haired Antifa. That's kind of a common uniform for them, is the pink hair. And there's the rooftop.
Like federal officers are also assisting with non-lethal rounds right now.
Non-lethal rounds. That's rubber bullets they're shooting down at the crowd of hippies. Now, here's another one. This is an Antifa member you'll see here. There's some custom, but he's shouting in the ICE agent's face. So there's one dressed like Lilo and Stitch in their pajamas, tattoos on their faces, masks. This kid right here in the foreground with the hat on and the glasses. Watch what happens when he spits in an agent's face. He's screaming at him. You have to wear a shield. He's going to spit. Here it comes. Biggest mistake of your life. Two right there. And down he goes. You get a curb sandwich. You're going to roll out the zip ties. This is America healing, guys. These people would normally be able to do this without any resistance at all. Civilians. And now they're getting zip tied. He's going to get arrested. Good. Wait, there's more. Here's Derek Evans. Liberals in Portland are angry after ICE agents carted away a leftist to the song of Riding Dirty. This is the rap song.
Patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty.
Okay. Basically, if you don't walk, they put you on a gurney and they walk you away. If you don't walk with them, they'll give you a little ride. This is by the U.S. Immigration and Customs official Twitter site showing videos of them with the Ridin' Dirty soundtrack to them. Here's Mike Davis with the incredible AG Pam Bondi, the greatest attorney general we've ever had, according to Trump and Matt Gaetz and Mike Davis. AG Pam Bondi appeals another lawless order. Quote, the district court's order improperly impinges on the commander-in-chief's supervision of military operations. So this is a lower court in Portland trying to stop Trump from doing his job. Here's the legal document. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get my glasses on. I'll read it to you. It says, in the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, State of Oregon versus Donald J. Trump in his official capacity as President of the United States on appeal from United States Court for the District of Oregon. Emergency motion under Circuit Rule 27.3 for stay pending appeal by October 10th and an immediate administration stay. So this is a lower court trying to stop Trump from doing what he needs to do in Portland. But wait, there's more. Here's something from Morning Joe, once again telling this goon, Jay Jones, Democrats are calling for him to step down.
Text messages, horrible. I didn't want to read them out loud.
You don't want to read them out loud because it gives away what your party thinks.
I'm wondering how the text messages
deeply disturbing messages that have been swiftly condemned across the political aisle. The Republicans...
Oh, not condemned across the aisle. Only just this morning when Democrats realized it was unpopular not to condemn it, they all came out and said, please keep giving us power. We swear we condemn Jay Jones, but keep going because we really want all Republicans killed.
Try to tie this to the Congresswoman Spamberger, the gubernatorial candidate. She did
not trying to tie it. Spamberger campaigned for Jones and only came out against him this morning, though she knew about the texts before, because now this is about our culture, guys. Now it's going against the Democrats.
Very quickly denounced them. But it's unclear whether this attorney general candidate will stay in the race. I think there's a growing sense that he probably should not. We heard President Trump last night, but even some Democratic leaders, John Hyman, have started to say, like, look, this is inappropriate.
Even some Democrat leaders are pushed to reluctantly say it.
And especially at a time right now with such concern about violent rhetoric and political violence.
Who says that?
Yeah, that this is just way beyond the line.
Democrats do, Mika.
I would say, not to be too much on the high horse. It's wildly inappropriate under any circumstances today, tomorrow, 10 years ago, 6 months ago. I think the pressure is going to be on Spamberger and for the whole of the party to ask this candidate to just quit the race, because just both, it's the right thing. And also the political splashback. You don't want to mess with this right now.
Who says that?
I think the right thing to do is basically this guy should do everyone a favor and step out of the race.
Do everyone a favor, do your party a favor. These are New York lefty Democrats saying, okay, he went too far. We finally admit it. Here's Clark Kilgore, the best write-up so far on Jay Jones. The context makes it so much worse. This is the context for his text. Jay sent the texts after attending the funeral of a Democrat legislator. Okay. Jay was upset that the Republican speaker gave a positive eulogy. So because the Republican speaker gave a positive eulogy at a Democrat funeral, Jay Jones wished his kids were shot and would die. That's the context of why he did those threatening tweets. It was over a Republican speaker giving a positive, moving, effective, sensitive eulogy to a Democrat. Jones regrets text when he fantasized about shooting Speaker of the House, but he still showed disdain toward the beloved Southwest legislature. This is why these Democrats, this is normal behavior. These psychos, that's normal to them. Here's Mary Catherine Ham says, well. This is an amazing sentence to see in the Washington Post editorial. I am truly impressed. What sentence is it? Democrats have demanded that Republicans agree to extend the COVID era insurance subsidies without proposing any way to pay for it. They are criticizing Democrats. The Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, this will cost $3 $550 billion over the next decade. These temporary benefits were included in the American Rescue Plan on March 2021 and extended the next year in the misnamed Inflation Reduction Act until the end of 2025. That was Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, which when Democrats call something, it's always a lie. The Inflation Reduction Act increased inflation through the roof to a level that we haven't seen in 30 years. But there's another lie right here. The real problem is that the Affordable Care Act was never actually affordable. That's Barack Obama's Affordable Care Act, which is the opposite of affordable. They made all of your medical plans more expensive. Another lie. And now they need the money to be paid for out of the continued resolution to keep it going. So the Republicans are going, no, we're going to find some other solution, the Affordable Care Act. More lies to come. Here's the mayor. Chicago is engaging in a treasonous conspiracy against the United States. He should be arrested immediately, says Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire. This is Brandon Johnson, the streets of Chicago, who is trying to make, as Trump brings the federal military force in to help secure Chicago and defend ICE agents, Brandon Johnson's trying to make anti-ICE areas to ban them.
And today we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
They don't want illegal, especially the violent criminals, they don't want them busted. This was posted by Benny Johnson. This one was hilarious. This is Don Lemon interviewing a black guy on the streets.
How do you feel about the ICE raids?
The who?
ICE raids.
Like,
immigration.
I feel good about them.
Yeah, you want them to
There's a fist bump.
crack down?
More, yes.
You do?
Yes, been waiting for years, all my life.
And what about them like roughing people up?
Nah, that shit crazy. Don't put your hands on nobody. That's crazy.
Yeah, don't put your hands on nobody, but that's a lie anyways. They have to zip tie these people to the ground when they spit on them and they're violent.
Don't hurt nobody. We'll do it the legal way.
But that's what they're doing though.
That shit ugly. Then no, I don't feel great about that. I mean, don't hurt nobody. At the same time, get them out of here. Get them all out of here. Please and thank you. Trump 4 more years for that.
Did you
just for that? Just
Did
for
you
that.
vote for him?
No, hell no. I can't vote. I lost my voting rights when I was 22 years old. I apologize.
You went away?
Yeah, for assault and battery.
Yeah.
He went away for assault and battery, lost his vote. You know, Democrats are always trying to get felons to get their vote back, thinking they'll vote Democrat. Maybe if they ever get the felons all of their vote back again, they'll all vote for Trump. Here's Pete Hegseth with Healing. This is over the weekend in front of our military on how diversity is not our strength. That's the key to Democrats, the philosophy of multiculturalism and wanting a bunch of illegals to come over our border from other countries. They believe that diversity is our strength. It's not. Unity is our strength. I've had illegal, alien, very good friends that were united with the U.S. Constitution. They love our country. They want to be citizens really bad. That's our strength.
Your diversity is not your strength. Your strength is your unity of purpose, your shared mission, your love of country.
That's right. That's a horror to Democrats, to have happy patriots united. And now we have to end on the final. This is a horrifying meme with pencil. This is posted by actor James Woods, who I love. It's pencil neck Schiff with a little tiny sombrero.
This is the president of the United States during a government shutdown, basically pushing out juvenile things on social media.
Enjoy your juvenile social things on social media invented by AI. Don't forget to sign up to your memberships if you're interested. If not, I'll keep doing it, guys. 4 videos a day. The second double wide is just about to come up right now. AOC has a public flip out on video. We have it coming up next on the second half of the double wide. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. No one more happy than this guy right here. All right, many of you are already joining our membership. Become a quad head. The beloved Miss Snaple just signed up. You'll see her over there in the chat. Here's AOC having a complete flip out. Welcome to the second half of the double wide.
Is is that they are scrapping and grasping at straws because they have nothing else. Laugh at them. Stephen Miller is a clown. I've never seen that guy in real life, but he looks like he's like 4'10". And
she just made fun of Stephen Miller's height, a genetic quality that Stephen Miller has no control over. This is heightism. It's a civil right to be treated equal. I'm 6'8". Stephen Miller can't help it if he's short. And she is shredding him as if his shortness, his genetics, give him a Sig Heil, Adolf, for your eugenics program, AOC, Margaret Sanger, the KKK. They all were really big on eugenics. Your genetics dictate morality. And she's saying short people got no reason.
And he looks like he is angry about the fact that he's 4'10". And he looks like he is so mad that he is
Isn't this like the angry black man argument, but now it's the angry short man syndrome?
4'10", that he's taken that anger out at any other population possible. Like, laugh at them. Laugh at them.
Yes, laugh at us. You know, this is them projecting. They're upset that we're laughing at them about the Hakeem Jeffries meme. So she's trying to shore up the troops. This will be, I'm predicting, the Democrats' next vice president candidate. President candidate Gavin Newsom from Central Casting of Antichrist, and she will be the minority female vice president.
Yes, they are dangerous. Yes, we're here to be strong for one another. We need to expose the lies. We need to never let off the gas when it comes to protecting one another, exposing the lies, documenting things.
Translation, they have let off the gas. She goes, we must, it's passive aggressive. We must never let off the gas like you've been doing, is what she's saying. They're trying to scrape up the pieces of the Democrat Party and put together a plan. I could go on, but it's another, 2 minutes of this. It's a fake pep talk. Sorry, lady. Meanwhile, this I found interesting because the Republican Party, this is from the Department of Homeland Security, put out this video. You're now boarding ICE Air. So this is a video that they put out for comedy purposes of if you're an illegal and you're being flown back to your home country, this is what you'll hear on ICE Air.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard ICE Air. We hope you enjoy your flight home. Next time, come to America legally or don't come at all. Thank you.
That's a video meme put out by our government. They're winning. We're winning the media race. Remember, you got to remember, I've been a Republican conservative for most of my life and working in Hollywood, where they said conservatives aren't creative. Why are only liberals creative? They were always projecting. Though my books sold more than theirs, my comic books sold more than theirs, my video games got Game of the Year regularly. I got on VeggieTales, got them their first daytime Emmy nomination. My career, one thing I know is Democrats love my work. Republicans, families love my work. It's all the Democrat hacks that can't meme. They're having a hard time keeping up with the Trump administration. That's why we're so happy. Here's NEC Director Kevin Hassett. Right now, we just want a clean continuing resolution. Look how happy he is.
Right now, we just want a clean, continuing resolution, and any...
Why is he so happy? Because they're about to fire a bunch of Democrat federal agents.
Government worker that loses their job because of rifts after another failed attempt to negotiate is going to be really there because the Democrats are being intransigent. And don't forget, Joe, that this is the third time since President Trump was in office that they've decided to shut the government down. So they've got Trump derangement syndrome. They don't really know how to govern when he's in the White House, and they're just flailing about. And this is really the worst of the three. They have absolutely no leverage whatsoever. One would expect that they would come, and they would come soon to the table, but they keep not doing it. Today the Senate opens its gavel, I think around 3:00. I expect there'll be a team of people in the Oval with the president hoping that we're going to get the government to stop being shut down. But if not, then I would guess that team in the Oval is going to start taking sharp measures.
Sharp measures. They're going to fire them all. That's the warning. I'm down here in the corner, by the way. Bitcoin right now. Remember, Bitcoin's price can wildly fluctuate. But right now, it just reached a new record high today of $125,000 per Bitcoin. I hate to say I told you so. People who listen to me are very happy today. Okay, I get it. A lot of my audience cannot afford sparing, $10 a month. I get it. Okay, I hear you. Here's Trump. He's bringing up the insurrectionist word to describe what's going on in Portland and Chicago against ICE agents. Listen to this. Him bringing up the insurrectionist word could mean that he could, remember, they used the Insurrectionist Act against him, but the Democrats are actually performing the insurrection. He could bring up the Insurrectionist Act against Democrats.
Portland is burning to the ground. You have agitators, insurrectionists. All you have to do is look at the television, turn on your television, read your newspapers. It's burning to the ground. The governor, the mayor, the politicians are petrified for their lives.
Mr. President,
and you have a judge like that, that judge ought to be ashamed of himself.
This is the judge that wouldn't allow the feds to come in and help the ICE agents. And he said, they're insurrectionists. Let's bring out the Insurrectionist Act against them. We're going to real quick check in on this. Was a unique voice podcaster, Matt Tardio. He's on the streets. He's going to open up their own encampment just to see what happens. Will they be treated equally by Portland ICE agents? He has a theory.
Hey, what's going on, America? I know you guys just saw my video with Nick Sortor getting assaulted trying to walk down the street by Antifa. So here's what we're going to do. Because the Portland police, I don't think it matters if you want to walk down the street. Antifa's allowed to own this side of the street over here. These are alleged medic tents. So this is what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, this side of the street is going to belong to us because apparently you can just claim sidewalks in Portland as your own and prevent anybody from moving down them. So my curiosity is simply whether or not we are going to be held to the same standard as Antifa. Because I know for a fact the people that live in this building, because I've talked to them all day long, they are actually upset of all the tear gas, all the rioting.
Okay, he has a theory. What do you think's going to happen when he sets up his encampment and takes over sidewalks directly across the street from Antifa? You're going to get arrested and thrown in prison by Democrats from their two-tiered justice system. You will be met with violence and the police will do nothing about it unless you touch Antifa. Here's Ron DeSantis, again, a great patriot. Ron DeSantis, as the Supreme Court's term kicks off, the question of whether it is unconstitutional to racially gerrymander congressional districts will be decided. The Supreme Court is going to shut this down because it's what Democrats do with their racial redistricting for congressional seats is racist. So Ron DeSantis is predicting this is going to get decided, taken up. If the court rules that racial gerrymandering violates the Constitution, and it does, obviously, that would have implications for mid-decade redistricting in a number of states, including Florida, meaning 2026. The Democrats may not win if they don't get their racist districting. We anticipate the court to agree with the Civil Rights Division. You know, the Democrats are always talking about, where's our civil rights? No, the Democrats are stomping on American civil rights right now, and they don't want to help. They like the destruction of civil rights. It does, in fact, violate the Constitution. Here's Harmeet Dillon today at SCOTUS. The civil rights told the justices that Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act cannot constitutionally require race predominant districting. This is going before the Supreme Court. It's going to be great to hear one of our black Supreme Court justices, Clarence Thomas, come out on the side of the truth. Where will the other black Supreme Court justice come out? Well, we're going to go to Ketanji Brown Jackson on her. These are some of her statements. Listen to this.
So I don't understand. Can I just understand? And I don't understand. And so what I don't understand, I don't understand your argument. I'm just trying to understand your answer. I don't understand. I guess I don't understand. I guess I don't understand. I don't understand. And I'm just trying to understand. I don't understand, but I'm just trying to understand. I don't understand. I don't understand why not. And I don't understand. I guess I just don't. I guess I just don't. I'm not fully understand.
Doesn't
I'm
understand.
trying to understand. I don't know. struggling to understand. I don't understand. Can you help me just to understand? Yes, I don't understand. I don't understand what I don't understand.
That's 4 minutes of her saying, I don't understand. These clips were only taken from the last year on the docket, from fall of last year to now. How many times? She doesn't understand. I wonder what she understands about racial redistricting and how that's a violation of all American civil rights. I wonder where she'll come out on that. You tell me in the chat below. Here's, will she finally understand the great Dan Bongino defending Kash Patel on trusting the evidence?
I got to tell you, of all the things that have surprised me in the close to now 3 months I've been here is the depravity of Jim Comey. This man is a disgrace to the badge, the FBI, and the country. What he's doing right now, one, going out and taking shots at Kash. Kash doesn't belong. Kash was the chief of staff at the Department of
Kash was James Comey's chief of staff, and now Comey is going out and attacking Kash Patel. I've seen some people in my chat attacking Kash Patel, just like James Comey. It's important for me to tell you guys the truth. Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, you can trust.
Is a patriot. Kash has served in numerous high-level roles, taking personal shots while you're on the beach, implying a threat towards the president and blaming your wife about it. And let me just add about
that's when Comey saw the seashells. He claimed he accidentally saw seashells while he and his wife were jogging on the beach that said to 8647. 86 is to kill someone, which is what Democrats wish for.
James Comey, Saint Comey, who walks around there moralizing to everyone how wonderful of a human being he is. What you said is absolutely accurate. We have wasted countless man hours now running out tips to our tip line about people putting 8647 because of Jim Comey, because he cannot control himself and his emotions. He is a child. He is a big child. And let me tell you one more thing. Look at Jim Comey, who wants you to believe. Jim Comey taking a shot at the president. Oh, look at me. I'm such a victim. The president's going after me. He's making a ton of money on this book. The only person that got prosecuted was the president. Jim Comey, we're finding stuff even now.
James Comey. Book deal, more arrests to come under Comey, more charges to come. They just put the one charge out. They probably won't get him on just to prevent the statute of limitations from running out on them. Now we got to run it up. But wait, there's more. This is a very interesting one. I've covered Bari Weiss a lot, who is a Democrat, left center, okay? And she left the New York Times to start her own podcast. Everyone said that her career would end. Well, now CBS is buying her company and they put her in charge of CBS News. Here's a letter Bari Weiss sent just now to all CBS News employees. Will she turn it around, guys, is my question to you. Will Bari Weiss turn CBS around? I'm going to just read a few bullet points from this. Dear colleagues, I'm thrilled and humbled to be writing to you as the new editor-in-chief of CBS News. The beloved Miss Tenaple listens to her podcast. I've listened to it too. It's very good. Growing up, CBS was a deep family tradition. Whenever I hear that tick, tick, tick or trumpet fanfare, it sends me right back to Pittsburgh. Okay, forget that. Here's what she's bringing. Here's what she's going to do. This is going to cause Democrats at CBS to have a heart attack. She needs to fire them. Number one, journalism that reports on the world as it actually is. Journalism that is fair, fearless, and factual. Journalism that respects our audience enough to tell the truth plainly, wherever it leads. Journalism that makes sense of a noisy, confusing world. Journalism that explains things clearly without pretension or jargon. Journalism that holds the American political parties to equal scrutiny. This list goes on. But the day that CBS News does this, guys, Democrats will never win again. And half their audience, they're going to have the newsroom right now erupt, because they believe that they always say, like, reality has a liberal bias. That's what they say in the newsroom. To them, to report honestly about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris or the up and coming Gavin Newsom and AOC, are they going to, Bari Weiss is not going to let them do 92% negative stories on Trump and 92% positive stories on Gavin Newsom and AOC. As soon as it's equal and they have to call balls and strikes, the Democrat Party is over. As soon as the American electorate gets the truth about them, it's over. Here's something interesting I found. It's kind of comedic. This is Peter Doocy interviewing Pete Hegseth about how every time the Pentagon is about to do some kind of a military strike, all of the pizza joints around the Pentagon get a massive uptick in pizza orders. Now, I've followed the website that tracks their pizza orders around the Pentagon, and that's how they predict when there's military conflicts that we're involved in. Here's Pete Doocy.
There's an account on X that forecasts or tries to forecast military action based on how busy the pizza places are around the Pentagon. Next time there's going to be an airstrike, have you guys thought about maybe just going to the cafeteria?
I'm aware of that account. I haven't thought of just go to the cafeteria. I've thought of just ordering lots of pizza on random nights, just to throw everybody off.
That would work.
Some Friday night when you see a bunch of Domino's orders, it might just be me on an app throwing the whole system off so we keep everybody off balance. Trust me, we look at every indicator. There's a reason Midnight Hammer worked, because we understood open source, we understood classified ways in which the public and others are trying to watch movements. And in sensitive ways, we controlled for a lot of that in ways that only the U.S. government can do it. I mean, President Trump says this all the time. There's only one military that can do what we do, which is why it's such a solemn responsibility for me to make sure the leaders this military have are leaders they deserve.
So he's gonna throw them off by ordering pizzas throughout the week. I think that's a good plan. You got to obfuscate. Here's Caroline Leavitt with hammering the Democrats for closing down the government. It's going to end SNAP programs that feed children formula. The Democrats do not care about children or welfare recipients.
Millions of American federal workers are under enormous financial stress as a result, wondering how they will pay their bills and take care of their families. If the Democrats do not vote to open the government tonight, federal workers will not receive their next full paycheck. Additionally, the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children will run out of federal money very soon. This program provides vouchers to buy infant formula, fresh fruits and vegetables, and other healthy foods for low-income families. It can be easily fully funded if Democrats simply vote tonight to reopen the government. Also, our incredible military service members who risk their lives to preserve and defend our country are now working without pay and will miss their next paychecks if this Democrat shutdown does not end tonight. The Republican-backed clean and nonpartisan funding bill fully funds this important food aid program, gets our troops paid, and reopens the government.
It only funds it through November. But just remember, ask yourself, I have a lot of people on food, health, help programs. I have friends on it. In fact, they're so poor, they need the food help. Ask yourself, why will Democrats not fund it? Why do Democrats not want it? Because they want illegals to get health care. Here's Victor Davis Hanson, the smartest man in the world. Both Antifa and the appeasing Oregon officials are our new neo-Confederate cessationists. Yes, it's the Civil War all over. The Democrats are back to being state Confederate cessationists, anarchists, rebels. Again, the Democrats, once again, they feel that their states are now autonomous entities that are still entitled to federal money, but not obligated to follow federal laws. And now Victor Davis Hanson, who is the smartest man in the world, I thought I'd follow it up with this great, not the smartest man in the world. There's Eric Swalwell. We have a brand new meme of Sombrero meme featuring Donald Trump. Yes. It's a massive Trump farted on the head of Eric Swalwell and put a sombrero on his head. I just thought I'd follow up, Victor, in case you guys thought I was getting a little too classy, that the memes continue. Sign up for membership. Give us a subscribe. Let us know where you're from in the comments below. God bless you all. Thanks for watching The Double Wide. I'm Doug in Exile.